This is A to Z with Mark Zinno, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta, and it starts now.
Good afternoon. Welcome to A to Z here on Locked On Sports Atlanta, free on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Search Locked On Sports Atlanta. Today, I tell you, it's exactly what I needed. Welcome in. We are live here on this Wednesday. Appreciate you guys starting your Wednesday with A to Z and all the shows here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Give us a follow on Twitter at Locked On ATL. I'm at Mark Zinno, MarkZinno. Maria Martin of 11 Alive will join us coming up here in just a few minutes as good friend of the show and actually now colleague and coworker. Well, we're all under the same umbrella here. It's a big old family, but nonetheless, Maria will join us, and it's the return of an A to Z staple segment before the end of the show. We will do that coming up here all today on this Wednesday. But let's start with the Atlanta Braves, because there are two things that are exactly what I needed. Last night, the game that they won was exactly what I needed. After my panic yesterday, my little mini panic, it was a little bit of a panic attack. After the way they lost that first game of the series to the Phillies, I told you yesterday I was kind of starting to get that, okay, this might not go like the way I thought it was going to go kind of feeling. And they come back out last night. They get a come from behind win, and it's probably a game that they shouldn't have won, but it felt a lot like a game that they would normally win, or at least the team that was in the National League Championship Series the last 2 years would have won, the 2021 Braves and the 2020 Braves. It was a game that they would have won. You get the point. And so they win it. And so it was a little bit of a breathing a sigh of relief here and feeling a little bit better about things as they improved to 20-23, which is not good by any stretch of the imagination. But the other thing that made me feel good was reading David Schoenfeld's column of ESPN, who talks about a 43-game sample size and what other previous World Series winners have done through their first 43 games. And it just sort of reminded me a little bit about how my initial reaction to pump the brakes was 100% correct. And when you look at it, there's still a lot of reason to believe that this team is going to get better. I'm not saying that they're going to win the World Series. I'm not saying that they are going to go on this huge run. What I'm saying here is that their chances to make the playoffs are still pretty solid. And I'm not going to give you the back of the baseball card spiel, but I am going to tell you objectively with my eyes what I see, that I feel pretty confident. And here are some of the notes from David Schoenfeld's column on ESPN. It's on ESPN Plus. If you don't have it, I'll give you the synopsis of it. Only 4 of the 21 teams had a better winning percentage the following season. So of the last 21 World Series winners, only 4 of them had a better winning percentage the following season. And the Braves, think about it, in reality, didn't improve from 2020 to 2021. They actually had a worse winning percentage in 2021. So, this is not something that is common, is to be better the following year after the World Series than you were the year before. A lot of teams sort of take a little bit of a regression. And I don't think that has anything to do with World Series hangover. I think it just has to do with the fact that many World Series teams, 1, don't do too much to improve, 2, likely lose more than they gain because guys who hit free agency and guys they acquired at deadline deals don't come back, and the core of the team doesn't stay intact, and sometimes the older veterans end up retiring, whatever. So it's harder to get better the following year after World Series. Slow starts. Now, you want to talk about the idea of World Series hangovers. David Schoenfeld says the 2017 Chicago Cubs are a great example. They were 22-21 after 43 games, right? And that's, a very slight winning percentage. 12 of the 21 teams of the last 21 World Series winners, okay, had a better winning percentage over 43 games than the rest of the way. So the point is that a lot of these World Series teams all start off slow and they win more as it goes along. They don't start out hot and then trail off. That's what you want. You want to be better as the season goes along, not start out hot and then trail off. But David Schoenfeld writes this, and I think it's important. He says, don't blame the Braves' mediocre start on a World Series hangover. Blame it on mediocrity. They have legit OBP issues with Marcell Ozuna and Adam Duvall both struggling. Matt Olson, Austin Riley, and Ozzie Albies are below their 2021 levels of performance, even after adjusting for the mushy baseball. And on the pitching side, Charlie Morton and Ian Anderson are both off to slow starts. So there you go. I mean, that is mediocrity at its finest. And still, Fangraphs, if you believe in that sort of thing, has the Braves with a 64.7% chance to reach the postseason. And maybe some of that is because of the extra wild card. But nonetheless, I don't know that there is any reason to believe that the Braves won't get on a trajectory that is correct. However, I will add this. Only 3 of the last 21 World Series champions were under 500 after 43 games. The 2007 Cardinals, the 2014 Red Sox, and the 2020 Nationals, and all of them finished with losing records. So there is that. If you'd like to hang your hat on that, knock yourself out. I still think this is a team that is going to make the playoffs. They might not win 90 games. They might not win the division. But if they get to the playoffs, I would absolutely trust them. And the new format, by the way, right? Everybody's getting a 3-game series in the first round. So you don't have to worry about the 1-game playoff deal anymore. You are right. Is that the new format? I'm so confused on the new format, but 3 wild cards, 3 division winners, and everybody gets a 3-game series to move on. Unless they're all 1 game. No, it can't all be 1-game series. But anyway, you get the point. I trust the Braves if they get to the postseason. That's what it boils down to. It's a level of trust and experience that matters when you get to the postseason. And I think the Braves absolutely have it. And I think they are the team that you would want to trust in that spot in the postseason. And so my panic has come back down a little bit. I'm a little bit more woosah, if you will, about where the Braves are and what they are going to be able to do in front of them. Still got June 15th as a date on the wall. I'll keep tracking towards that until otherwise. This Phillies series, I think if they walk away with a split, I'm happy. Really, honestly. Take 2 of 3 from the Marlins next, and then, take 2 of 3, I think, from where they go next, Arizona. So that's what I would like to see more than anything. Take 2 of 3 from the Marlins and take 2 of 3 there, and you get 6 out of 10, and you start to feel good. 6 and 4 over a 10-game span is good. That's playing 600 baseball is tough. So that's what you want to go for. All right, coming up next, Maria Martin of 11 Alive will join us. We'll ask her about her level of panic for the Braves, and will the Falcons be as bad as expected? And of course, Deshaun Watson still in the news. That's all coming up next right here on A to Z on Locked On Sports Atlanta, free on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you search Locked On Sports Atlanta. Be right back.